Alex tilted the small cargo ship's console lights to his face. The soft glow painted shadows around his eyes. He stared out the viewport at the star-studded darkness. Beyond the sensors, nothing moved. They were far from human space, on the edge of the mapped galaxy. Brenda, the ship's medic, hovered at his side. She wiped her hands on a cloth. "We should wake her soon," she said quietly. Alex nodded. He turned to the stasis pod behind them. Inside lay the alien woman. Her skin was pale cyan, almost like faint daylight reflecting off ice. Her long hair curled around her face like tendrils. She looked small and fragile in the pod. No one knew her name. She didn't speak. She stayed silent even when Brenda and Carl tried to communicate. Carla, who watched from a corner, asked, "What if she never wakes?" "Then we have to decide," Alex said. "We can't keep her here forever." Brenda stepped forward. Her heart is beating. Her vitals are stable. She could wake any moment. Carl, the engineer, frowned. "We almost lost power earlier. If her pod drained our reserves again, we'd be stranded." Alex looked at the readouts. The pod used energy to maintain her biological functions. The ship's reactor hummed under load. "We'll manage," he said. "We owe her a chance." Brenda pushed a button by the pod. A thin layer of frost melted from its surface. Inside, the alien woman blinked. Her eyelids were translucent, and the purple tint of her irises showed through. Brenda lifted the lid. The hiss of escaping gas filled the cabin. The alien sat up slowly. Her eyes found Brenda's face. For a moment she stared. Then she reached out a pale hand. Brenda grabbed her wrist gently. "Easy," Brenda said. Alex watched with tension. The woman's gaze flicked to him. Her pupils widened. "Hello," Alex said softly. The alien made no sound. Brenda led her to a reclining chair near the medical station. She wrapped the woman in a soft blanket. "I'm Brenda," the medic said. "What's your name?" The woman touched the blanket's edge. She drew a slow breath. No answer. Brenda checked her readings. "She's confused," she told Alex. "Give her time," Alex nodded. He stepped back. For hours, the crew went about tasks. Alex plotted a course back to the nearest starbase. Carl checked the engines. Brenda monitored the alien's condition. At dinner, they ate in silence around a small table. Carl broke the quiet. "Does anyone know the alien's homeworld?" Nobody answered. "It was a guess she drifted from a crashed ship, alone," Brenda said. "I picked up traces of her DNA." "It's unlike anything we have." Alex sipped water. "We should ask Command if we can study her, learn from her technology." Carl frowned. "And risk a diplomatic incident?" Brenda cleared her throat. "Or help her if she needs it." Alex set down his cup. "We can't just hand her over," Carl shrugged. "We're not pirates," Alex gave him a level look. "We're people. We help when we can." Carl exhaled. "Fine." They finished dinner. Alex turned off the lights. The cabin went dark. Brenda stayed by the pod. The alien still hadn't spoken. She let the woman rest. Alex walked to the chair. He studied the alien's face. Her breathing was calm. He leaned closer. "I'm Captain Alex. You are safe here." Still, no sound. He waved his hand. "They found you drifting. We saved you." The alien's eyes stayed on his face. Alex straightened. "I'll be here if you need anything." He turned and left. Minutes later, the ship rattled slightly. Alarms flashed. In the control room, Carl shouted, "Power spike from the pod!" Brenda raced in. "She's awake?" Alex joined them. The pod's display blinked warnings. Carla pointed. "At the console, it's draining the reactor." Brenda said, "We have to shut it down." The crew moved fast. Alex flipped switches. Carl rerouted power. Suddenly, the pod's frost cracked. The woman stepped out on her own. Her eyes shone with light. The ship's energy stabilized. For a moment, no one spoke. The alien turned to Alex and Brenda. She lifted her hand. Brenda froze. Then the woman spoke. Her voice was soft but clear. "Hello." Alex felt relief wash over him. Brenda blinked. It was the first word she spoke. The cabin lights brightened. The ship's hum settled. They looked at her, amazed. Her silence had ended. The night was over. Brenda stood at the small medical station and studied the alien woman's wounds. The thin skin looked almost translucent under the bright lamp. Brenda adjusted her scanner and touched a gloved finger to the woman's arm. "This might sting a little," she said softly. The alien nodded and closed her eyes. Brenda applied a healing gel that glowed faint green on contact. She watched as the gel absorbed into the flesh like water on dry cloth. Alex entered the med bay and saw Brenda's careful work. He felt relief that the alien had survived the long drift in stasis. Brenda noticed his look and gave a small smile. "She's strong," Brenda said. "Her biology is unlike anything I have on record." She tapped her scanner. "Her cells replicate faster. She could heal in days what takes humans weeks." Alex raised an eyebrow. That could be a medical breakthrough. He moved closer to the pod. The alien woman lay in a reclining chair now. She watched them with wide eyes but still did not speak. Brenda checked her vitals. Her heart rate is stable. She's awake but quiet. Outside, Carl and Carla argued in the hallway. Alex stepped out to listen. "We can't keep her," Carl said. "She's not ours to study. Command will want her back." "They might even charge us," Carla shook her head. "If we hand her over, they may lock her in a lab. She deserves care, not experiments." Alex approached them. "I know you worry, but she is alive because of us." He put his hand on Carla's shoulder. "We have a choice. We can help her and learn from her, or we can turn our backs." Carl crossed his arms. "And risk charges for unauthorized research?" He asked. Alex met his gaze. "I'll take responsibility. I believe she can help humanity. We must try." Carla nodded. She looked at Carl. He exhaled slowly. "Fine," he said. "But if Command finds out, we will all answer for it." In the med bay, Brenda loosened a bandage on the alien woman's leg. The wound was deep, but the gel worked quickly. The skin looked smoother already. Brenda placed a gentle hand on the woman's shoulder. "You are safe here," she said. "We will help you get stronger." The alien blinked and ran her fingers over Brenda's glove. She seemed to sense kindness. Brenda smiled. "What would you like to eat?" she asked. The crew had prepared nutrient paste to share. They offered the alien a small cup. Hesitantly, she took a spoon. The paste was warm and tasted bland. She swallowed and nodded. Brenda watched relief in her eyes. Alex visited the med bay later that afternoon. The alien woman sat upright now. Her strength was returning. He held out a data pad. On the screen were pictures of star maps. He pointed to one charted world. "Is this your home?" he asked. The woman traced a finger on the glass. The star glowed, brighter where she touched. Alex noted the coordinates, but she did not say anything. Only the map moved. Carla added notes on the pad. "We'll find your world," she said. The alien looked at Carla and offered a small smile. At dinner in the mess hall, the crew ate quietly. The alien woman joined them, spooning paste into her mouth. Carl watched her and whispered to Alex. "What if she betrays us?" he asked. Alex paused. "I trust her." "She saved our ship. She could be our friend." Carl looked uncertain. Later, Alex met Brenda in the corridor. He touched her arm. "It's hard to know what she thinks," he said. Brenda nodded. "We must learn from her actions. Her silence may be a sign of respect or fear." That night, Alex could not sleep. He went back to the med bay. The alien woman was alone, looking at the stars through a small window. Alex sat beside her. He spoke softly. "I'm sorry for what you have suffered." He told her about the rescue and the journey. He described home. After a moment, she placed her hand on his. Alex felt a gentle warmth. He looked into her purple eyes. It was as if she understood every word. He whispered, "We will help you find your way home." She closed her eyes and leaned her head on his shoulder. In the quiet darkness, Alex made a promise. They would stand by her, no matter the cost. Humanity owed her that much, and he would not let his crew down. Morning came with humming lights. Brenda entered the med bay and saw the two sitting together. She smiled at the bond forming. The alien woman spoke again, her voice barely above a whisper. "Thank you." Brenda's eyes widened. She spoke. Alex joined them and nodded. The journey ahead would be hard, but now they had hope. They would learn from her, and she would find her way. Home, together, they would face whatever came next. During the next shift, Carl noticed odd readings on the engine panel. He frowned at the numbers. The power output jumped without warning. He tapped the console. Nothing changed. In the med bay, the alien woman sat in the chair. She looked calm. Brenda placed a hand on her shoulder. "Are you okay?" she asked. The alien nodded and stood. Brenda followed her to the control room. Carl pointed at the display. "The core is fluctuating. We could lose thrust," he said. Alex, who had just arrived, looked at the readings. "That started when she moved around the ship," Alex said. He gestured. Toward the alien, the woman stood near the console. She reached out her hand. Her fingers hovered just above the surface. The ship shook again. Brenda gasped. "She's causing it." "Or fixing it." The crew stared. The alien closed her eyes. A soft hum filled the room. The lights on the console glowed. The engine readout stabilized. Carl scratched his head. "I don't understand." "She just fixed it?" he asked. Alex stepped forward. "You have a gift," he said kindly to the woman. She opened her eyes. She looked at the console. "Show me," Alex said. He gestured to a blank control panel. The woman raised her hand. She tapped the air twice. Carl and Alex watched as symbols appeared on the panel. They glowed pale blue. The symbols formed a pattern the crew had never seen. "Brenda, scan her biosignals," Alex said. Brenda directed her scanner at the woman. The device beeped. She read the screen. "Her neural activity is linked to the console. She can interface with ship systems mentally." She looked amazed. Carl frowned. "We need to test safely." "If we overload, we risk a meltdown," Alex nodded. "We'll proceed carefully. Come here." He motioned the alien woman to stand near him. The crew gathered around. Alex explained. "I want you to try gently shifting power from the reactor to the shields." He turned to the console. "Monitor the levels," he said to Carl. The alien placed her hand on Alex's shoulder. She closed her eyes. Energy flickered around her fingers. The shield status bar rose slowly. The hum grew, but remained steady. Carl watched. "The shields are up to 40%. He said. "They engage fully at 90. He glanced at the woman. She opened her eyes and nodded. The shields rose higher. At 80%, Alex signaled her. She let go. The shields held. "Excellent," Alex said softly. He bowed his head in respect. Brenda smiled. "You saved the ship before. Now you help defend it," she said. In the mess hall that evening, the crew was quiet. They ate the bland paste. The alien sat at the head of the table. Her presence was no longer strange. Carla raised a cup of water. "To our new friend," she toasted. They echoed the word. The alien smiled and said in her soft voice, "Thank you." The crew sat in silence, feeling the bond grow. After dinner, Alex and Brenda reviewed the ship's logs. Brenda pointed out fluctuations. "Every time she moved near a system, it fixed itself," she said. Alex tapped his data pad. "This could change how we build ships. Imagine integrating living interfaces." He looked at Brenda. "We need to get her story," Brenda nodded. "I'll talk to her again tomorrow," she said. Alex stood on the observation deck later that night. Stars streaked as the ship moved. The alien woman joined him. She wore a simple tunic Brenda fashioned for her. Her long hair was pulled back, revealing a small network of fine lines behind her ear. Alex studied it. "What are these?" he asked. Gently, the woman pointed to her head. She said one word, "Nodes." She tapped her ear. Alex's eyes widened. "Neural nodes?" He whispered. She nodded. He reached out and touched the fine lines. They felt warm. "You connect through these?" he asked. She pressed a finger to her temple. "Interface," she said. Alex stepped back. "You are part machine, part life," he said. She looked at him, proud. Suddenly, the ship jolted. Alarms blared. Alex grabbed her hand. "To the control room," he shouted. They ran together. The bridge was in chaos. Power levels spiked and fell. The shields dropped to 0. Carl yelled, "We're losing control of the engines," he said. Lorna moved to the console. She saw the alien woman approach. The woman raised her hand. The symbols glowed. Alex stood beside her. Do it slowly, he said. The alien inhaled and focused. Energy pulsed from her. The console lit. The engines hummed back to life. The shields returned at full strength. A cheer rose in the room. Carla sighed. In relief, never underestimate silence, she said. Alex knelt and placed his hand on the console next to the woman's. We owe you our lives, he said. She looked at him. She nodded once. Later, the crew gathered for a meeting. Alex addressed them. We have a new path. We must protect her as she protects us, he said. We will chart a course home for her and learn from her gifts along the way. The crew agreed. They set new orders. Carl would study her nodes. Brenda would learn her language. Carla would chart the nebula passages. The alien watched them. Her purple eyes shone with hope. She had found allies among humans. As the meeting ended, she stepped forward. She placed her hand on Alex's shoulder. She said 2 words, I trust you. In the silent starlight, Alex felt a warmth unlike any he had known. The journey ahead was unknown, but together they had faced the darkness and won. He smiled, ready for whatever came next. The ship glided through the nebulous swirls of purple gas. Outside the hull, stars looked distant and dim. Alex stood on the bridge and watched the view. The nebula was beautiful but dangerous. Carl examined the sensors. Particles in the gas could harm the reactor, he warned. Brenda nodded. We must stay on course. The alien woman sat beside them at the station. She touched the console lightly. Alex said, We need to stabilize our path. Can you help? The woman closed her eyes. Her fingers moved in the air. The control panels glowed pale blue. The ship's course corrected. Carl said, She's guiding us safely. He shook his head in wonder. Later, Carla led the woman to the mapping room. Maps of the nebula covered the walls. She pointed to a narrow corridor between dense gas clouds. Carla explained, This way cuts travel time in half. But it's risky. The woman nodded and studied the map. Brenda entered with a tray of nutrient paste. She set a cup before the alien. Eat something. We need you strong. The woman hesitated, then took a spoonful. She swallowed and smiled gratefully. In the mapping room, the alien traced a path on the map. A thin line of light appeared, marking a safe route. Carla looked at Alex. It's precise, safer than our charts. Alex tapped his cum. Set the course. He turned to the woman. Thank you. She bowed her head slightly. That night, the crew gathered in the lounge. They played music from Earth and shared stories. Laughter filled the room. The alien watched, curious. Brenda sat by her and said, Would you like to learn? She pointed to a small data pad with words in human language. The woman touched a word. It sounded like hello? She repeated it quietly. Brenda encouraged her. Say it louder. The woman smiled and spoke clearly. Hello? The crew cheered. Alex approached with a small gift, a blanket woven with Earth symbols. He draped it over her shoulders. A gift from us to you, he said. The woman's eyes brightened. The next day, Carl brought the alien to the engine room. He showed her the reactor's core. This is our power source, he explained. He invited her to try stabilizing the output. She placed her hand near the core panel. The hum quieted and the meters balanced. Carl said, Incredible, you are part of the ship now. The woman looked proud. In the mess hall, the crew ate a special meal, seasoned vegetables and bread. The alien tried the food and nodded with delight. At sunset, Alex and the alien walked on the observation deck. They watched the nebula glow. Alex said, Soon we will reach the edge. Then we search for your home. The alien looked at him and said, Thank you. She paused, then added, Friend? Alex felt emotion rise. Yes, friend. He smiled. As they talked, alarms rang. Lights flashed red. Carl single quotes S voice crackled overcome. Unknown ship approaching. Emitter signature is military. Alex's heart raced. He rushed to the bridge. The alien woman followed. On the view screen, a dark warship emerged from the nebula's mist. It had angular hulls and glowing red engines. Alex gripped the console. Hail them, he said. A moment passed. The view remained silent. Then a voice boomed. Identify yourselves. It was harsh and cold. Alex replied, I am Captain Alex of the Star. Hauler Nova Wind, we escort a stranded traveler. We mean no harm. The warship's response was slow. Your ship is in restricted space. You will be detained, the voice said. Alex swallowed. We have a passenger with vital gifts for galactic safety. She must proceed. He looked at the alien. She stood tall, the warship's guns turned toward them. Red lasers lit the hull. Carl shouted, They're preparing to fire, Alex said. Ready defenses. He turned to the alien. Now, please. She placed her hand on the console. The ship's shields flared bright. The warship fired. Lasers hit the shields and bounced away in sparks of blue. The crew cheered. Alex breathed. Thank you, he said to her. The response came in her voice, stronger. Stay safe. Alex nodded. We will. He tapped his cum. Avoid confrontation. Escape through the pass. He gestured to Carl. Carl engaged the engines. The ship lurched forward into the narrow corridor the alien had charted. The warship chased them, but the nebula's gas slowed it. The Nova Wind slipped through twists of purple mist. Hours later, the display showed clear space. The warship receded behind. The crew sighed in relief. Alex stood beside the alien. He said, You saved us again. She looked at him and said, Protect, friend. Her voice was soft but firm. Alex smiled. We protect you too. The next morning, sunlight from a distant star warmed the bridge. Alex addressed the crew. We face more challenges, but we have hope now. We travel onwards. Soon we find our homeworld. He looked at the alien. She returned his gaze. The ship's path led beyond the nebula's edge into bright star lanes, and as the Nova Wind sailed into the stars, the bond between human and alien grew stronger than ever. The ship sailed in clear space under distant stars. The crew felt hopeful. Alex studied the coordinates they found. They charted a course toward the alien's home system. It lay beyond 3 uncharted stars. Carl and Brenda worked at the lab, examining the alien samples. Brenda said, Her cells adapt to new environments. She could survive harsh worlds. Carl smiled. She is amazing. He added. In the lounge, Carla asked the alien woman to join. The crew shared stories of home. The alien listened, curious. She spoke a few words. Earth. Star farm. Planet. Carla wrote them down. They knew her world had farms and stars like theirs. Alex walked to the bridge. He looked at the nebula behind them. We're close, he said. He felt excitement and fear. Suddenly alarms rang. Sensors detected drones ahead. Alex shouted, Battle stations! The crew ran to their posts. The alien woman stood at the station, watching. Carl reported, Hostile drones approaching fast. They fire energy bolts. He aimed the guns. Alex ordered, Evade and return fire, shields up. The shields flared under fire. The ship rocked. The alien woman placed her hand on the console. The shields glowed brighter. The drone's bolts fizzed out. Brenda watched. She's powering the shields, Carl fired back. The ship's lasers struck the drones. They exploded in small bursts. After several waves, the drones retreated. The crew caught their breath. Alex said, Good work. Thank you. He turned to the alien. She nodded quietly. Carl checked systems. Only minor damage to the hull. He reported. Brenda helped the wounded. One crew member had glass cuts. The alien stood nearby. Brenda held her hand. We will be okay, she said. In the medbay, the alien offered comfort by placing her hand on the wall. The wall glowed and healed small cracks. Brenda gasped. You heal metal too? She asked. The woman smiled. Alex joined them. He said, You saved US again? I owe you my life. The alien looked at him and said, Friend safe. Alex felt pride. We protect friend. Later, in the briefing room, Alex projected a hologram of the star system. 3 suns circled an ice blue planet. He said, We will stop at the outer moon first. Supplies are low. He paused. We will land safely. The crew prepared for landing. The alien woman stood by the airlock. Bombers landed in shifts. Alex led her to the shuttle. He said, "You will ride with me." She nodded. Inside the shuttle, Alex put on his helmet. The alien wore a simple breathing mask. She looked calm but determined. Took off. The shuttle shook, entering the moon's atmosphere. Outside, red and orange skies glowed. Alex gripped the controls. "I got you," he said softly. She placed her hand on his arm. He felt warmth. The shuttle landed at an abandoned base. The doors opened. A cold wind blew. Alex stepped out first. He saw broken buildings and rusted machines. He said, "We must find a map or guide." He and the alien walked forward. Inside a control room, Brenda and Carla scanned old logs. Carla read, "This base charted a path to the planet's capital." She pointed at a faded screen. Alex smiled. He said, "We have a guide." He turned to the alien. "Will you lead?" She pressed a finger to the console. The map lit. A path glowed through icy mountains. Alex looked at Brenda. "Prepare for cold." "He?" said. Brenda handed him thermal gear. The alien wore a tunic and no gear. She radiated warmth. Alex handed her a coat. She accepted it with a smile. They left the base. Outside, flurries of snow swirled. The wind howled. Alex said, "Follow me closely." They walked through the snow. The alien held out her hand. Energy spread from her palm, melting the snow path ahead. Alex followed. He felt the heat from her. Hours passed under gray skies. They reached a high ridge. Below was a bright city. Towers of ice and metal shone under the pale suns. It was her home. Alex lowered his hood. Tears filled his eyes. He said, "Welcome home." The alien woman smiled widely. They stood side by side. The journey was far from over, but they had reached the threshold. Humanity and alien would meet here first, bound by trust and silence, broken by friendship. After weeks of travel, the ship approached the ice-blue planet. Alex stood on the bridge, heart pounding. Brenda and Carl monitored the systems. The alien woman watched the planet's surface with hopeful eyes. Alex said, "We're in orbit. Prepare." The shuttle, the crew nodded. They gathered supplies for the journey down. In the shuttle bay, the alien touched the hull of the small craft. Brenda placed a hand on her shoulder. "We will land safely," she said. The woman nodded. Alex boarded the shuttle last. He saw the alien secure in a seat next to Brenda. He sat and strapped in. The engines ed. As they descended, the cold wind buffeted the shuttle. Outside the window, snowy mountains rose around them. Alex checked the readouts, landing in 10 seconds. He said. The shuttle touched down near a frozen lake. The engines cut. Silence filled the air. Alex opened the door. Snow fell softly. He looked around. The landscape was stark and beautiful. "Follow me," he said. He led the group across the ice. The alien walked beside him, her boots leaving faint prints. She looked at the sky with its pale suns. They reached a stone gate carved with symbols that matched the ones on the alien's head. Carla studied the gate. "This is a memorial," she said, "for her people." Brenda stepped forward and touched the carvings. Energy pulsed under her hand. Suddenly, a deep hum rose from the ground. The gate glowed blue and slid open. The crew stepped through into a courtyard lined with statues of pale cyan figures. Alex lowered his hood. He said, "We are honored to visit your home." The alien stood at the center. She spoke in clear voice, "Welcome." In the quiet, a voice echoed from above, "You have done well, stranger." A figure stepped into view. It was a tall alien leader in ceremonial robes. Alex bowed respectfully. "I am Alex of the Nova Wind. We came to escort your friend home." The leader studied him. The alien woman placed her hand on the leader's arm. The leader nodded. "You have shown honor," the leader said. "We welcome humans as allies." He turned to Alex. "Our world is yours to learn." He gestured ahead. Stone doors opened to a grand hall. Inside, towers of light and ice reached high. Flowers glowing pale cyan lined the floor. The alien woman walked forward. She touched the flowers. They bloomed brighter. Alex followed. He felt warmth despite the cold air. The leader spoke. Our world is healing. You may help us and we will help humanity. He looked at Brenda. Your medical skills will be valued here. He looked at Carl. Your engineering spirit will inspire our works. He looked at Alex. And you will be our ambassador. Alex felt honor. He bowed. I accept. He said. The alien woman took his hand. She smiled. They walked deeper into the hall. Sculptures depicted humans and aliens side by side working together. Brenda said quietly, our future is bright. Carl nodded in agreement. Outside, the pale sun set behind the mountains. Stars appeared overhead. Alex stood at a balcony. He looked at the sky. The galaxy was vast. He felt hope. The silent night had ended for the alien and for humanity. Together they would face the stars, united by trust and friendship.